Ladies and gentlemen, who organized the attack of Martha Karua's bodyguard in Mumias and Ida Odinga's heckling in Meru? I have been trying to avoid this Meru incident, but when I read about the Martha Karua issue, I think I realized that there is more than what catches the eye. I know many of us maybe have followed mostly on the Mama Ida, but in Mumias also, if you remember, Martha Karua was in the same car with Opio and I. And just some goons, and according to the story that was published, I think some around 10 goons surrounded Martha Karua's bodyguard. Her bodyguard is a female. So they surrounded Martha Karua's female bodyguard and they wanted to snatch her gun. Then Opio and I's bodyguard had to intervene. And in that fracas trying to help Martha Karua's bodyguard, Opio and I's bodyguard was hurt and was actually taken to the hospital. And he was helped by the DAPK, I think MCA there, an area MCA, and an organizer and official of DAPK party. That was in Mumias during the yesterday's rally. Maybe that informs why Martha Karua was not in Kakamega today, but that is partly. Now, yesterday, Ida Odinga, wife to Raila Odinga, was also heckled in Meru. I have also seen two other videos. A video moments before Ida Odinga was heckled and a video after she was heckled. And those two videos convinced me that there is something that happened. Now, I want you to watch just this bit. Then after this speaker, there is someone who spoke there shortly. Then Ida Odinga was called. Actually, Ida Odinga was the guest of honor, so she was the person to speak last. So after that, this is the moment she was heckled. Now, if you look at the moment she was heckled, if you look at those women, the camera was trying to pan, you will realize that the heckling was not all over. It was not that the whole of the crowd was heckling Mama Ida. It was coming from a specific section of the women. Actually, just the ones that were a bit close, but in a specific corner where that heckling was coming from. And they tried. You know what politicians normally do is when you want to organize such a heckling is you just need some 20 people who can now cheer the crowd, start the heckling so that the rest will now get consumed and go. At the end of the day, by the end of it, no one will know that this thing was started by so and so. So they started at some corner. And that is what happened. Then after that, I think this is an area leader or area MP, and he was talking to the journalist about that. Then, instead of even coming out to condemn, he came and defended the heckling, saying that happened because we are in an electioneering period. But remember, one of the narratives that was there is that that meeting was not a political meeting. But if you keep the first video played for you, show clearly that the speaker there spoke about UDA and spoke about Ruto politics. So if it was not politics, and you know Mama Ida was going to speak next, what they did, they made sure that the speaker that came first before Mama Ida talk about charged the crowd. So by the time Mama Ida was rising to address the audience, the crowd was already charged. That is what happened. Everyone there was mobilized. And you will see that the women after, even if they were genuinely, they didn't want Mama Ida to speak. And why? Because as a guest of honor, when she was invited there, they knew that she was going to speak. And entirely, there is something that went wrong in the organization. Now, the question I want to take a holistic approach. Why is it that Martha Karua's bodyguard and Ida Odinga's were targeted? Or to ask the question in a holistic way, why is there some violence meted against women that are around Raila Odinga? Ida Odinga was not in that capacity, just as Ida Odinga. But when you see Ida, you also see the face of Raila Odinga. So what is really happening? There are two things, and I want to approach it very well. One, let me just finish up with the Meru one first. I think organizers were differing on the guest list. And it's either the side. Maybe the organizers, there are some people who wanted them to maybe invite another guest who is not Mama Ida, but because of one issue or factor or the other, Mama Ida went there. That could be number one. And so the protest there was organized by part of the team that organized that event. That was number one. Number two, the difference could also be because if you look at that meeting critically, the local leadership of Meru was not invited. Even I didn't see the women there. Ann Kananu, who is Ida Odinga's right-hand person when Ida goes to these women rallies, she was not there. Esther Pasari was not there. And I don't think Esther Pasari would protest. So it could be that sometimes this happens. Some people might organize Ida to be heckled there so that they get the perception that for you to get to Meru, you need us. You can't just go alone. You know, that is also a probability. And I saw something, I saw Gaucho complaining that, oh, why is it that Azimio women did not escort Mama Ida there? Could it be happening that also some leaders around Meru organized for Mama Ida to be heckled so that they will portray that, you know what, for you to go to Meru, you need us. You cannot come here alone. That is number one. But now, let's face the main thing. Why these women are being targeted. One, I think the competitors of Raila Odinga wants to portray that women are against Raila. Remember when I analyzed about Martha Karua entry in Azimio, I mentioned that this is the time to sell the gender card. Now, and I want to believe that even though Ida Odinga will not speak much politics, but she will take that opportunity to sell the gender card. So this is first rally. She's heckled. On the other side of Mumias, Martha Karua is there, and I think media did not carry that story. Really, it was not given that, it was not amplified. Martha Karua is also there, and her bodyguard is attacked. So some of these women around Raila Odinga might even feel threatened. But over this what this is to project is because it is very disheartening to see women rejecting fellow women. What this portrays is that someone was out to portray that Meru women are rejecting Raila Odinga. And remember, this is a target because I think Mama Eda is out campaigning. Mama Ngina was also out campaigning for Raila, at some point. Martha Karua has also joined the team. And so Raila now stands a chance of selling the gender card. Number two is, I think in Meru, someone wanted to portray Catholic Church as pro-Ruto. Because if you watch the video past that event, and I think I didn't play it, I want you to listen to it here.
Wageni wote, lakini unajua emotions ni juu. Hii wakati ni wa siasa. Si ati wangempigia Mama Aida kelele kama ingekuwa wakati wa siasa. Tunakaribisha wote, lakini ni wakati wa siasa na walifikiri ameleta ujumbe ya mzee, ndio sasa wamama walipiga kelele. Lakini nafikiri kama
if you watch this video, the women were chanting Ruto Ruto. That was a Catholic event. That was a Catholic event. So what this mean was just a perception, and this is politics, create a political perception that look here, Meru is Ruto-nated or the Catholic is Ruto-nated, because I was waiting whether the Catholic leaders come out and give statement. By that, challenge me if they have spoken about that heckling. They have not spoken about it. That could be a point. But then, just to attack this, could it be that someone was out to frustrate Mama Ida because of her statement she once mentioned about regulation of churches? So they will be out to mention, maybe to show that the other side, because Mama Ida is a member of Azimio, that the other side of the political divide do not really augur well with the churches because of what Mama Ida, and of course the heckling of Mama Ida, someone wanted to bring that conversation back, that maybe the church is rejecting her because of the church regulation that she mentioned. Lastly, the presence of Mithika Linturi in that event, and by the way, no any other leader from Meru was there. Not even the governor, not even the first lady of Meru, and elected leaders. I listened to another audio. They were saying that the organizers of that event did not invite the local leadership of Meru, except Mithika Linturi. Not even the women rep of Meru was there. Now, could it be that Mithika Linturi was just trying to do a revenge mission? Because when there was at some point he was heckled somewhere by Azimio team, and the perception would be that Azimio organized for him to be heckled there. So could it be that he was also behind the heckling of Mama Ida to make sure that he just plays a revenge mission? And ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? But from where I'm seated, I see a concerted effort from a same source out to harass, and a bit, not to harass, but I think to slow down on the women in around Raila Odinga. I want to tie the Karua, Bodyguard attack, and Ida Odinga's heckling.